Okay. All right. So before we get started with the actual mobility, I'm going to show you ladies. Oh, there's cheese all over the floor. I'm going to show you ladies my favorite tools for recovery that I really like to incorporate on my mobility days. So this what I have here, I'm pretty sure you can find it at Walmart or definitely like TJ Maxx or like another sports store. But this is just a rolly stick to roll out your muscles. It's really nice if you do not like to or would prefer not to get on the floor with a foam roller. This is really nice, but obviously it's limited to, you can't really like get to your back very well or anything like that. But it is really great for your legs. And then if you can get more creative than I and find other ways to use it, but you can definitely get your quads and your hamstrings and even into your calves. So I would say it's more of a lower body tool, but it's really nice, especially if you do end up having like a big workout, a big lower body workout, and even like this is not my goal. I'm not trying to make you ladies like super sore to where you can't sit on a toilet. But if at one point someday you do end up having a big leg day and it does hurt to get up and down from the floor or from the chair, this is super nice. So that once again, you don't have to get on the floor with the foam roller. Additionally, to rolling out our legs, our quads and our front pocket muscle right here, called your TFL, tends to be overworked and tight and compared to our glutes. And so these muscles are essentially bullies to our hamstrings and our glutes. What's up, Yvonne? Morning, lady. So our TFL and our quads are a bully to our glutes and can inhibit them from working as much as we would like for them to. And so we need to release these. Scooch over. We need to release these so that one, they can just relax and stop pulling forward so our glutes can function properly, but also just so that they can be loosened up and they can function properly too, so that they're not always like holding tension. So Yvonne, right now I'm just kind of giving a run through of some of my favorite mobility tools to help loosen up some tight muscles. I have a rolly stick. These middle pieces roll, and you've used one of these before at the gym. But this is really nice for rolling out your legs. And then next I'm going to go into a foam roller, which you guys may or may not be familiar with. But this is really nice because you can use your own body weight. And so that just provides more, tension to apply to your muscles to really kind of dig in there. And the foam roller is great because you can get into a lot of different positions. You can get into your glutes and your hamstrings and your calves. If you ever start rolling out your calves, you'll be like, oh my gosh, holy cow, I did not know they were that tight or had so many trigger points. And foam rolling in general with your body weight is an acquired taste, okay? Like at first you're gonna be like, that is terrible and I don't know why anybody does it. But the more that you do it, the more you get used to it and it starts to feel good to actually work out that tension. So limitation with this was you can't get into your upper body with the foam roller. You want to come get on my belly? I'm about to roll out my back. Okay. With the foam roller, you can get into your back. So I usually sit on it, but granted this is happening right now. I'm just going to kind of lean back onto it into my mid back. You can cross your arms. You can put your hands up above your head. But you can roll into your lat muscles on either side of your spine. And then depending on where your range of mobility goes into, you can even give yourself like a small adjustment. So I just got into about my shoulder blade area and then I crunched my head up and that actually just popped pretty much my entire upper back and neck. So there's a lot you can do to it with this. I'm not going to go into it right now, but I just wanted to share that. And then I have these mobility balls, which I shared with you ladies previously. This double one is really great for getting into your neck and then down either side of your spine because those can tend to be really locked up too, especially if you're rounded forward. It could feel really good to work those out. And then I will share these and link them in a post in the group. They're super cheap. They're like $8 or $9 on Amazon. This one came by itself, and then these single balls came as a double set. And then these are really great. I'm going to show us a releasing technique at the end of this video for our chest, but gosh, you can use this anywhere. You can like dig into your deep hip rotators. You can sit on it and release your pelvic floor, which I'll show you soon too. These are just really great to have on hand and have a lot of different applications. So I wanted to share those with you, and I'll show you how to use them more at the end of this, but let's get to moving, right? That's why we're all here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out on the ground, or you can stay seated if you'd like, your preference. But we're just going to start with some back arches and then some chest openers, okay? So you can either be seated however you feel comfortable. You can even have your legs like this, stacked, whatever feels good on your knees. But what we're going to do is we're going to interlace our fingers, and then we're going to have our palms facing out, and we're going to push our hands up and then round our upper back, okay? So think of like the cat, the cat and that cat-cow motion. And then I want you to release your fingers and then take them back behind your back, and then you're going to open up your chest. So we're trying to mimic that cat-cow motion, but with just our hands in this seated position. All right, then release those fingers, clasp your fingers back together in the front, push your palms away, and round your back. So this would be the exhale, and then we're gonna bring our hands back in. Inhale to transition. Exhale, open up our chest. Fingers are behind our back. You can lift your arms if you'd like to deepen that stretch. Collarbones long, shoulder blades pinching. All right, then inhale and transition. Interlace your fingers in front of your chest and push away. Exhale portion here. Round that upper back. You can tuck your chin. All right, then inhale, transition. We're going to go back again. Open up that chest. Lift your arms if you like. Chin is tucked, neck is long. All right, and then inhale, transition. Go back to the front. Push your palms away, round that upper back, tuck your chin, drop your head, and then inhale, transition. We're going to do one more in each. Interlace those fingers behind your back, open up your chest, lift those arms as much as you feel comfortable. Neck is long here. All right, and then we're going to inhale and transition back to the front. And then exhale, push those palms away, round that upper back, tuck your chin down, drop your head. All right, and then we're gonna come back to center. We're gonna sit on our booty here, widen out our legs into this V-sit position. Sit up nice and tall and get your ribs stacked over your pelvis. And then we're gonna essentially do some seated side bends. So we're going to inhale at the bottom, start with one hand, exhale, reach up and over. You can let that other arm slide down your leg. We're going for reps here. So we're going to inhale back down with our elbow. Exhale and switch to the other side. Working with your breath. Inhale back down. Exhale, switch. So we're getting in a little side crunch here even as we stretch and transition to the other side. Bottom side is getting a crunch, top side is getting a stretch. Inhale back down and switch. Exhale up. One more each side. Inhale down. Exhale up and crunch. And one more. Inhale down. Exhale up and reach. And back down. Awesome, ladies. So next we're going to get into a half kneeling position. So we're going to come up onto one knee. Make sure you have enough cushion underneath your knees. We're going to have one knee down and the other foot is up. Okay, so we're in this half kneeling position. For the knee that is in front, that arm is going to extend overhead. Okay, so if my left knee is up, my left arm is up. And then what I'm going to do is take my right elbow to the floor. You meet yourself where you're at with this depth, but we're going to turn towards that bent knee, and drop our elbow down. If you don't quite have this range of motion, your arm can be long and your chest can still be towards that bent knee. And then we're going to exhale and come back up. Inhale down, drop that right elbow towards the ground. If your left knee is up, look up at your long arm, your left hand, and then exhale and then push back up. So we'll inhale down and exhale up. It's easy getting down, it's hard getting back up, okay? Here we go. Inhale down, look up at that long arm, drop the elbow towards the floor. Your knee that is bent up is going out. And then we're going to inhale again, and then exhale, come back up. We're going to do 2 more here, okay? Inhale down, drop that elbow towards the ground. Good. Look up at your hand. You're getting some rotation in your neck. Take another inhale here at the bottom, and then exhale, push up. All right, we're going to do 1 more here. Inhale down. Let your pelvic floor relax. Take another inhale here. Exhale, push up. Your pelvic floor should be naturally rising with your breath. Okay, drop that arm down, shake it out a little bit. Let's switch our legs. Make sure you're nice and balanced between your knee and that other foot. All right, so the knee that is bent up, we're gonna extend that arm up, nice and tall, ribs stacked over pelvis. We're gonna inhale down, turn towards that bent knee, drop the elbow to the ground. Take another breath at the bottom, inhale, and then exhale, push back up. Good, ladies. All right, and again, inhale down, look up at that top hand, nice and balanced. Inhale again at the bottom, exhale, pelvic floor and deep core, come back up. All right, we're gonna do 3 more. We're doing 5 total. And inhale down. We're rotating through the mid-back. Our knee is going out. We're looking up at our hand. Inhale again, and then exhale, come out of it. All right, 2 more. Inhale down. Pelvic floor lengthens. We're nice and relaxed here. Inhale again. And then exhale, pelvic floor, deep core. Get yourself back up. All right, last one here. Inhale down. Good. Inhale again at the bottom. And then exhale to come back up. All right, beautiful. Let me see what we have next on my list. Okay, this one's kind of funny, okay? This is called Komodo Dragons. So we're gonna be in all 4s position again. You know how Komodo Dragons are like in the, wherever they are, Madagascar, I don't know, but their arms are out at 90 and they look around like this. Essentially, that's what we're gonna do, okay? We're gonna look down at the ground with our arms out at 90 and look both ways, okay? So we're opening up our chest and we're getting some rotation in our neck. I know it's super funny, but we have our ribs stacked over our pelvis. Our arms are bent at 90. Your head is pointed down. And then I want you to look side to side. So just think about trying to drop your chest down. Feel your upper chest opening up as you gaze side to side. So you're just flowing with your breath here, nothing fancy. We're going for that rotation in the neck and the opening of the chest. Let's do 2 more each side. Looking both ways. 1 more, both sides. All right, and then whenever you're done with that, push through the heels of your hands and come back up. How is that? Little weird, but good. Were y'all feeling anything in your chest opening up? Do you feel any tightness up here?
I don't feel any tightness.
No. Did you feel it?
I do feel open.
Good. Okay. How did it feel on your neck?
Like a stretch.
Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Yvonne, how'd you feel? Pretty good? Okay. Awesome. All right, ladies. Okay. So moving on, we're going to go into like 4 cat-cows. Okay. So remember we rounded through the mid-back with the push apart. We're going to do that same thing here, but on all 4s. So remember the 2 things with the cat-cow. We're not clenching our glutes to tuck our tail under. We're just articulating our pelvis. And we're rounding through our mid back using our core muscles, okay? So we're on all fours. We're going to let our belly drop, let our tailbone flip up, and our back get an extension. Your gaze is still down. Take a big inhale here. Ribs and back expand, and then exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tail without clenching your glutes, and get that core engagement up. All right, then inhale back down, come back out into cow, pelvic floor lengthens, lower belly releases. And then we exhale, lift, zip, wrap of your core, round through the mid back, glutes stay loose. Inhale back out. We're gonna do 2 more, working with your breath. And then exhale and round again whenever you're ready. Lift, zip, wrap. Inhale back out, 1 more. Exhale, lift, zip, wrap, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, round through your core and your spine. Really press that upper back towards the ceiling. And then inhale back down. All right, ladies. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna stay in this all fours position, and we're gonna do an arm sweep or an arm sunrise. So we're gonna do 1 arm at a time. We're gonna extend 1 arm up, and then exhale, sweep it through a range of motion like a sunrise, and then close back down. So you can try a couple different breathing strategies here. You can exhale, open up, and inhale to close. Careful, baby. Or you can inhale, open, exhale, close, whichever one feels more natural to you. So go ahead and start. We're gonna go for 5 each side, okay? We'll start counting here. So sweep that arm up and around. We're opening up the chest, working our shoulder through a range of motion. Flowing with your breath. You sure are. All right, the wider your knees are, the more of a base you'll have. We're trying to not shift our weight, just like we try to avoid in bird dogs and other exercises. 2 more. Open up that chest, roll that shoulder blade open and down. All right, last one here. Think about rounding through your mid back, not your lumbar spine. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So take a breath to connect, and then start repping it out on the other side. Notice if you feel any difference from one side to the other. Does one side feel tighter while the other one has more mobility? Or does it feel pretty even? It's not good or bad or wrong or anything. It's just your body's way of telling you where you might need to show some more attention. We're gonna do 2 more here. I like to follow my hand with my eyes. All right, last one here. All right, there we go. We're all done on those. Those feel good?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. All right, AZ, you're probably gonna have to get off, baby, because I'm gonna be using my legs. Next thing we're gonna do, ladies, is I need you to get off, baby. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Let go of my shirt, please. Thank you. All right. Eat your breakfast. You got your bacon and your eggs and apples over there. Okay, ladies. So next thing we're gonna do, we're on all fours, and we're gonna be drawing a big circle with our knee. I want you to think you have a pen sticking out the edge of your knee, and you're just gonna make as big of a circle as you can. So we're gonna stabilize on 3 points, 2 hands and 1 knee. We're gonna lift 1 knee up and then take it out and around and draw as big of a circle as you can. As you get to the top, you'll feel your glute fire, and I want you to go ahead and let that hip open up, okay? Go for 5 circles each side. Inhale as you come back down, exhale as you open up. So your core is keeping you stable as you open up nice and big as much as you can. Stay strong through that upper body too. Push the ground away from your chest. 2 more here. Work through that hip range of motion. Mimi, hopefully this feels really good for you.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, hopefully this feels really good on your hip.
It's good on this side. I don't know about the other side yet.
Yeah, we'll see in a second, huh? Let's do one more here, and then we'll switch to the other side. All right, there we go, ladies. Good. Is that good for you, Yvonne? Your knees doing good, babe? Okay, awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the other side. So connect to your core, lift one knee, take an inhale at the bottom, and then exhale, open up, draw as big of a circle as you can with that knee. Inhale down, exhale, open up. Push the floor away through your upper body and keep your neck long and neutral, chin is tucked as you work your hip in this range of motion. How's it feeling, Mimi, on this side?
Good. Actually,
Good.
It feels good.
Good. That's what I was hoping for. All right. One more, ladies.
Wow, what happened?
All right. And then you can relax down, okay? Let's sit down on our booty with both of our knees bent. We're gonna go into those shin boxes, okay? Hang on, baby, I love you so much. You're being a good girl. You're making me sweat though. I'm working hard. Ladies, so I was asking Mimi how that felt on her hip because she had a hip replacement a couple years ago. And so, yeah, I'm just glad that it feels good for you and it feels like a safe movement to do in those hips. All right, and Yvonne, your knees are still doing great? Okay, good deal. Yvonne had a knee replacement on one of her knees a few years ago too. So we're just checking in with everybody, making sure everybody feels good. Okay, next we're gonna go into those shin boxes, okay? So this is where we, go away. You should go get your Peppa house from your bedroom.
No.
Yeah, go play with Peppa. She's lonely. Peppa and Susie sheep. So we're gonna be rolling side to side in our hips. Meet yourself where you're at, okay? If you need to just start with just some drop-ins like this, that's totally fine. If you are ready to roll, then we are going to go ahead and transfer from side to side, okay? So we have both of our knees stacked here, and then we're going to exhale and transition to the other side. At the top, get really tall with your torso. Exhale, transition to the other side. Yeah, can you fold those knees over, Mimi? Yvonne, you got it down, babe. That's hard. Okay, that's totally fine. So what I want you
Can I put my hands on the floor?
Absolutely, yeah, you can totally support yourself with your hands on the floor. Yeah, you can definitely lean back into it and just rock those hips side to side. I'm sorry.
I bumped my knee.
You bumped your knee? I'm so sorry. Let me kiss it. Keep going with those, ladies.
No, wait.
Right there.
Yeah, I can do that.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Just roll side to side. Beautiful. We're just trying to, once again, work our femur around in this ball and socket joint and get everything kind of loose and moving. Our pelvic floor and our glutes can hold a lot of tension. So we're just trying to release that, let it know it's safe to move around. If you like, ladies, and you have the strength and capability, you can come up into this tall position and then lift up into an extension here, okay? If you're not quite there yet, that's totally fine. I'm just trying to provide options for everyone. So you can come up onto your knees. Let's do 2 more each side, so 4 total. There you go. 1, okay, that was 2. Let's do 2 more. And last one here. Good. All right, whichever side you're on right now, I want you to keep your knees bent like this as long as you feel comfortable. If you need to get out of it and kind of rest, that's okay. But we're gonna keep both of our knees stacked, and these are called mermaids, okay? So whichever leg is bent in front, I want you to place that hand behind that hip, okay? So my left leg is bent in front, my left hand is behind my left hip. We're gonna take an inhale, and we're gonna exhale, lift our glutes, and we're gonna sweep our arm in a C motion, okay? So the arm that is free, I'll just demo it real quick, okay? Because it's kind of a lot of pieces, but once you see it, it's easier. So we're stacked. We have our one hip back behind our hand behind our hip. My free arm is in line with my back thigh. I'm going to inhale, exhale, push through my hand, lift up my hips, and sweep my arm in a C motion. And then I'm going to inhale and sweep my arm back down and lower my booty, okay? These are mermaids. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, push in the hand, lift the hips, sweep the arm. We're opening up that hip flexor. Inhale, lower down. There we go, nice. All right, Yvonne, you ready? Free arm is straight out. Exhale, lift it up, sweep your arm across your body. Yes, ma'am, boom, just like that. Good, inhale, lower back down. Beautiful, ladies, let's do 3 more. Inhale down, exhale, lift up, sweep the arm. Good, inhale back down. We're opening up our hips. We're working our shoulder through a range of motion. We're opening up our chest. All right, let's do 1 more. Inhale down. Last one here. Exhale, push your glutes fire to lift your hips. And then we inhale, lower back down. All right, beautiful. Place both hands behind your back and then switch your legs. Keep that right arm planted behind that right leg. All right, and then we're gonna straighten the other arm out in front of that back leg. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, push in the hand, lift the hips, sweep the arm in that C motion. Inhale, lower back down. And again, exhale, open up. Good. How we doing, Yvonne? Your mic is muted. Mimi, you can keep flowing. I can't hear you because your mic is muted. Good, we're doing 5 total. So Mimi, you're at 3, do 2 more. Go to that bottom left corner, Yvonne. There you go.
Why is it that you can lift on one side, but your body won't do it on the other?
Imbalanced strength. Mimi, you can be all done with those.
Okay, so
Can you lower your camera down, Yvonne, so I can help you kind of troubleshoot, see if there's anything I see? There we go. Okay, so you were good on one side, but not the other.
Right, where does this hand is like doing this?
Uh-huh, yep. It's sweeping across your body in a C motion. Yep.
All right, see, I'm trying it. And
Okay. Can you move your hand?
Watch this.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I am.
Uh-huh.
I'm going. I think I was doing it wrong. Okay,
Yep.
I know I was doing it wrong, and then I lifted up.
There you go.
Came back down, so I was doing it wrong.
Uh-huh.
And
There
so
you go.
Okay, so if you do it wrong, but it works, can you keep doing it?
Well, the way you just did it was correct. Show me on this side, okay? So you have your hand behind your hip, right? And then you sweep it across your body. Yep, there you go. Sweep and lift, and then inhale down. Yeah, you have it. That's it. I think your hands were just backwards, and so you were like, what is happening?
I can barely lift my weight.
Okay. And control it back down. You look good, babe. I think just go slower and really make sure you're using your arms and your glutes to lift that hip up on that side, just because it seems to be a little bit weaker, okay? But your form, you had it. It's a little confusing. I know, you're like, what am I doing with my hands and my arms? Like, what? That's why I was like, okay, just do it with me and we'll troubleshoot. But you looked great. So just go slower and be more intentional and just lift yourself up as much as you can and control yourself down, okay? That is one thing for all of you ladies. In transitions or whenever you're done with an exercise, like say we get into like a full plank eventually, you know, high plank or elbow plank, you're here and you're tired and you've been working so hard and then you just like flop yourself down. That's when you get injured, is whenever you're not controlling the descent too. Okay, so stay like really engaged through the full motion, even when you're finished, and then you can relax, okay? Make sure you're not just dropping out of it, okay? That's the only thing I would say, is just lift your arm or push through your arm and squeeze your glute as much as you can to lift up, and then control yourself down, because you're gonna build strength in that eccentric portion too, okay? Okay, all right, great job, okay? All righty. We are gonna do, did you have a question?
I just wanted to say, like when we were doing the thing where we got the leg up like this, and then
Uh-huh.
you go like that.
Yeah.
It was way easier on one side than it was the other.
Okay. Okay. Where did you feel the tightness or the limitation?
When I did it with the one knee,
Uh-huh.
it's like
So was it in your knee or in your back?
my natural knee.
Mm-hmm. Was that the knee that?
When I had it sitting up and I started on that side,
Uh-huh.
it was difficult to do. It like my back wouldn't go as far as
Uh-huh.
did it on my other leg. Then my back like went woohoo, and I had to kind of stop it. You know what I mean?
Had to control it down.
So I
Okay.
don't understand why. I mean, it's so tight on one side versus the other.
Yeah. So our bodies are really crazy. And so I'm assuming that since you have your knee replacement on one side, the other side is trying to provide some stability. So those muscles in your low back are kind of overworking, okay, to try to provide that like side to side stability, right? And so what we need to do is we need to loosen those so that they can get their full range and they're not always like, I have to hold super tight. And so that they can fully lengthen to one, build strength, and to bring that balance back to both sides. So as we keep going with everything and we keep building strength, we have to release those tight spots so that everything can work in conjunction, right? Okay, so we'll go right into that right now. I was gonna do some more cat-cows essentially, but we're pretty much done. So I'll go into like different releasing techniques now, okay? So I am gonna get my mobility ball and my foam roller. So we'll start with the foam roller first. So Yvonne was saying that, where do you feel it? Like more so in your low back, that tightness?
Yeah, like on the side and in my lower back.
Okay.
Seems the one side is really tight and the other one is loose and it'll go all over the place. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh, totally. Okay, so whenever we have tightness in like one centralized spot, we actually need to release all of the muscles that are surrounding it too, because all of those muscles are working, and then that's kind of like the trigger point, right? That's where like all of it's tightened up, but we need to release all around it. And so I'll show you a couple different options. I'm gonna start with my foam roller. And I like to start by sitting on it with my booty, okay? Our booties can tend to be tight and hold some tension. There's some deep butt muscles that we can kind of dig into. But we want to just kind of roll up and down your big glute max muscle. So anywhere that you feel like squishy, that's a muscle, okay? And so we just want to kind of roll it, and everyone's tension is going to be a little bit different, okay? But I want you to just rub all the way up and down this muscle. And you can even get into your side booty muscle here. So I'm just right at the crest of my hip. This is your glute medius. And this muscle can tend to be tight and weak because it's trying to provide some stability to your pelvis. But we need it to, once again, release so that it can fully work, okay? So I would start with your butt and get into that side booty muscle. Don't ever roll over any bone. So like your SI joint bones are right around that glute med too. Don't roll on your bones, okay? They're not meant to be released. And then Yvonne, I'm gonna assume too, and this applies to probably a lot of us, that your hamstrings are tight as well. So I like to start with my butt and then move down my legs. So I go into my hamstrings, turn your foot outside and then inside so you can get the inner thigh, you can get the outer thigh closer to the side of your leg so we can release that whole hamstring muscle. And then from here you can either go onto your calves, roll over and get into your quads. But I like to do like my legs first and then move into my upper half. So start with your butt, go into hamstrings, calves, quads, and then we're gonna get into the back. So I'm gonna sit down on top of it again, and I'm gonna roll myself down. Once again, everyone's tension, strength to do this, and acquired taste for Foam rolling is different. So meet yourself where you're at if you get this foam roller, but I'm going to the side of my spine here. So we have these lat muscles, latissimus dorsi muscles, our back muscles that tend to hold a lot of tension too. So I'm going to assume as well that these muscles might be tight and overworking. Like you said, you're feeling the tightness here. So we need to release these muscles in our mid to upper back. And so you kind of roll to your side to not roll on your vertebrae. And then you're just going to kind of release these muscles here by just applying some pressure, getting some healthy blood flow to the area to move out any lactic acid or tightness. And then just try to relax, okay? Another thing too is our lats go all the way up and they attach to around our armpit area. And so it's really good to lie on your side and roll up and down here. Depending on what you do in your daily life, posture, different activities, you may or may not be sore here, but a lot of people, I mean, even myself right now, I'm finding a massive trigger point that's just like, oh, but it's good. And so whenever you find a trigger point, try to rub it out in all different directions, okay? So I'm going up and down. I'm gonna kind of rock side to side, and I'm trying to stay relaxed with my breath, okay? I'm trying to let my body know, like, yes, this hurts, but I am safe. I'm not in any danger. I'm not being attacked by a tiger. I can let my body relax and know that this is good for me, okay? So, do you have a foam roller at home, Yvonne?
No, but I'll go get one for sure.
Yeah, TJ Maxx, Amazon, Walmart. This brand that I have, I really like it. This is Trigger Point, and this is what their logo looks like. And they have all kinds of different foam rollers. They even have ones with like dimples or look like little pyramids. Those are pretty intense, okay? I would say that's one of the highest acquired tastes of foam rolling. So if I were just starting out with foam rolling in general, I would go with one that's just kind of flat like this, okay? Walmart, Amazon, once again, pretty much anywhere. Okay, next thing I'm gonna show you is a mobility ball release for that area too. So you can use a tennis ball if you don't have a mobility ball. Once again, these are super affordable on Amazon, or you can maybe even find them at TJ Maxx and different places like that. But you can get to the floor safely, and you can kind of feel around if you want, if you feel like a trigger point anywhere in particular. And then I want you to place this on that point, and you're gonna lie on it, okay? So once again, this is your body weight that you are applying pressure onto this point. So go slow and try to just apply pressure a little bit at a time, especially if this is your first time doing it. Okay, don't just like lay down on it and be like, oh my God, that's the worst thing ever. I don't know why she would have me do this. There's a disclaimer, like I've been saying, go slow. And then once you find that point and you're kind of on top of it, then I want you to rock side to side. Keep breathing, big breaths in here, strong breaths in the nose and exhales out the mouth. Let your body know that you're safe. You can go forward and back. So I'm literally just kind of pushing through my heels and rocking myself forward and back to side. I would say if you find a trigger point, to hang out on it for a couple of minutes. I would say usually 2 minutes is the appropriate amount of time to give your muscles that time to actually fully release, okay? All right, I will go into this guy. So this is the double, I call this a peanut ball. And this is really great if you feel that tightness around your spine so that you can get those muscles that are on either side of your spine without putting pressure on your actual vertebrae. So you would just find a point. I'm just kind of sticking it in a random spot just for this demo. You can start out on your elbows and go forward and back. You can kind of rock side to side. Going side to side here, you don't really have as much play because you're literally on your spine and this ball is only so big. So actually I would just say, just go forward and back. And then once you start to feel like more comfortable, then you can start to lower yourself down and apply more pressure to that area. You can lift your butt a little bit and rock forward and back. So I'm feeling a spot like probably right around that. It's 2 inches above my like ASIS, which is those like dimples in your back, or right where your pelvis kind of comes together at the bottom. So, and you will feel, most likely you'll feel your muscles from, so here's the trigger point, you'll feel tension kind of being released or pressure applied to around it, okay? So we're working on that specific area, but those muscles around it are trying to release, okay? Another thing too is you don't have to do this on the floor. I don't really have a great wall to use at the moment, but you can get onto a wall, set this up in that spot, and then this will enable you to apply as much pressure as you can that you feel comfortable with without using all of your body weight, okay? So you can just go like, put this on the wall and then bend your knees and have this go up and down. And a really great place for this to go to is in your neck and in between those shoulder blades. So if you notice that you're rounded and forward a lot in the shoulders, this is going to feel really good to apply pressure there. Another great place for this to put this is right on these upper traps. I mean, I'm sure all of us hold tension there, right? So you'll feel tension here, but you'll get pain. You'll be like, man, why does my shoulder hurt on the outside right here? It's probably because you're holding tension in your upper traps, which can also bleed into your neck too. So getting on a wall and placing this back there and digging in is really good too. And of course, the single ball would work as well. And you could always just grab a single ball and just kind of roll it around. So Yvonne, I would just say, look for some of these and a foam roller. Once again, if you don't have one of these and you have a tennis ball on hand, go ahead and place this at a spot in your back and roll up and down on it, okay? Those are just a few of the main places where people tend to feel tightness. I'm going to shoot into one more too, actually. So I was saying at the beginning of our video that our quads and this front pocket muscle, our TFL, can beat up on our glutes. So we want to release this as well. You can do it with a foam roller, or you can do it with my little rolly stick, if you get a rolly stick, or you can do it with a ball. You can just get in there. You can apply the overpressure, how much you feel is appropriate, okay? Once again, just make sure you're not getting into your bones, because there are bursa sacs of fluid that are on our bones to protect us, and we don't want to irritate those or pop them or anything like that. So just stick with, if you feel squishy muscle belly, that's what we want to roll out, okay? Okay, do y'all have any questions? I just spit out a lot of stuff.
No, thank you for the workout.
Okay, you got it.
And I'm going to Walmart today to get a foam roller for sure.
Hell yeah. Really? Look for one of those rolly stick twos. I would imagine they're
Okay.
like $10, but those are nice because yeah, it just provides another option if you don't feel like crawling all over the floor. But ladies, I really suggest doing all of this mobility stuff before bed at night. I'm gonna start throwing in some like, here's a nightly challenge, do this before bedtime, mobility stuff. And so this will be there. But yeah, that's all I have today. Thanks for showing up. And I hope y'all feel good. Feel free to do another set of those exercises. I'm gonna upload this video within the group so you can rewatch it again if you wanna do it again later today.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
good
Bye.
stuff. You got it.
Love
I'll see
ya.
y'all tomorrow. Love you too, Mimi.
Bye.
Love you, Yvonne. Bye.